vitality.
Seaside's somewhat vacant. There's only one turret that marks the
I was
entrance
muted.
of
Hi.
C. And that won't be useful if Marzel dies over here. He gets one frag and somehow escapes.
We're here.
The stun doesn't really catching him over there.
We're here.
That's also partially because Godlike don't have the power weaponry to spam.
We're here, friends. We're here. What's up? We're not on our own setup as usual. I'm gonna figure that out. It is a little frustrating for me also not being on my own setup. I'm being very honest with you guys, but there's not much choice I have. Hi, Nick. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm just very tired. I went shopping today with one of my friends.
Solid stuff.
A lot of shopping, actually.
Taking a look at the replay, I mean, I like the fact that we're having quite a fiery matchup in our hands, but if the initial hit doesn't work out, then Godlike, they're having huge question marks on their faces. The game plan sort of fumbles out.
Hey, but at least with that initial hit, they were able to deal with most of the Killjoy utility. That's exactly why when the timing of the B hit coming in from Kibo was underway, I was kind of hopeful that he will be able to get something. Duka, though, it's quite brave of him to pick up those duels without his dash primed. And now he's kind of trapped on the site. His teammates won't be able to help him out. Doctor's been locked out of the action. Hey, at least with the recon, he's able to get Caramel out.
I can't,
that
it's
is
not
amazing.
my mic.
Even a Duka escapes, so ASTER only give up the side, but at least they have the man advantage going into this retake.
It's not set up for me.
Side control in the hand. Looking pretty comfortable so far. Zay was able to find one, catch the man slip by. Doxer says bye-bye in this round. A Duka, not a lot of HP to back him up, and Rexy will seal the deal. That opportunity is going to be more than enough for Rexy. It's a 3-on-4 scenario. Godlike have the man advantage. They're trying to convert over into a victory, but ASTER Army, they're one of those teams that is capable of just flipping the tables at the last moment. But so far, the defense, the post-plant scenario is looking quite tight. And for ASTER Army to make any sort of presence known on the side, it's looking next to impossible. Crossfire's gonna work out pretty well for Godlike. It's a meat grinder as soon as they step in. They're gonna say goodbye to the game, and that's what happens. Godlike, a quick seal on the round.
Oof, okay, give me a sec, guys.
Don't you feel like Rexy is playing in a lot more aggressive fashion today? He's picking up fights quite often. Usually he doesn't do that, you know. Usually it's somebody like Zay or maybe even Astro who go in alongside their Jet,
I need to fix my keyboard.
But Rexy is just taking point today.
So
yeah, he just
like everything is on fire, including my brain cells. Everything is on fire, including my brain cells.
Yeah, but it's only a matter of a couple of rounds when the opponents do start to get the read once again.
Everything is on fire, including my brain cells.
Things up as quick as possible.
Please help me.
Is not one of those teams. I will let this
I'm diffusing that volume.
Rexy's still able to find those kills. This man, all by himself, a solo on a mission, and still was able to get one. And that's a really nice one too. Imagine you've managed to take out the controller of the enemy team. They're not going to have any smokes if the site's taken away for the retake.
Exactly, and that's
so
exactly
who has
what I meant
qualified
when
in this
Rexy is playing in a lot more aggressive fashion today.
Okay, we've got, this is the last
He's
match
solo
on this
pushing
bracket,
towards the C side while the rest of his team goes A. And you know what? His push out actually convinces ASTER Army to keep holding C. And Godlike get the A side for relatively free. Oh, Marzel Good flank. That's Zay out. TP away across at the last second, and Aduka dashes to his death. Astro with the superior maneuvers. And inside this cloud burst, they will be peppered to death. Astro Army have managed to recover a couple of weapons, but they will be snatched away from them as Godlike secure the round once more.
Yeah. 41's the scoreline, and Godlike, they're now starting to run away with a little bit of lead on their hands. They've got the trail. They're starting to follow it. Aster Army not able to bring that crack in the wall just yet. Every single player's on light armor. Aster Army not looking that great when it comes to the economy side. They're quite in a huge discomfort. As you said, for Aster Army, this matchup's not going to be that pressurizing. But if the scoreline continues to be like this, then definitely the pressure is going to start to build up.
And there you can see the pressure right away. Fault line comes through towards a main, but it's not Aduka who's pushing up. It's actually Kishi. Kishi pushing all the way towards A lobby while the rest of his team rotate towards the B side. That is the right play, but Caramel, he's a bit away from his teammates. Now, I know he's just hoping to plant the spike and dash back to safety, but will he be allowed to do so? Seems like yes is the answer. No aftershocks or shock darts to deny the plant, and Godlike are already down towards grass. This will be a massive brawl towards the bottom of mid.
The retreat is so quick, they're playing on the post plant, even the lurks being snuffed out. Flanks taken out. The flank was something they were relying hugely on. And now even the recon darts destroyed, but still Caramel, this man's getting scanned up, and Coley was able to seal the deal on that player. The defuse is being stuck too, but it's just a quick dab to force out any sort of peaks. But look at Godlike, Astro's on a man, he's on a mission. Is still alive on the side, and now they know they've pretty much got the round secured and still manages to take down Aduka. Catches him slip by Aster Army. Things are really starting to fall apart. They don't know how to get it together.
Yeah, Coley gets the consolation frags in the end, but to what end?
I mean,
It
Coley
doesn't help
can
them
buy
secure the round.
armor.
I was a bit
My
concerned when
day,
Caramel
I
was
went
leading into the
shopping.
B site, and he's trying to
I
fight
went
towards
shopping.
C-Link, even though the smoke is placed over there, which kind of made me scared for a second, but then as soon as he got
pretty
the
ring.
plant down, I was
new
expecting
phone case.
someone like maybe Doxer to pop.
Look,
He
it's a
didn't
new
have his ult
phone
at that
case.
time, so
It's
I was
purple.
expecting him to pop the shock darts or maybe an aftershock thrown in by Kishi to deny the plant or something, but none of that came through. And yeah, after Godlike not only get the plant, but also managed to slip away to bottom mid, things are starting to look dicey already because Rexy has that Hunter's Fury in the bag, so he can always use it to deny the defuse. This round, though, it looks very different. Aster Army have plethora of ultimates, and just one Phantom that Coley saved from the previous round. So while these
Anyway,
ultimates
guys, my
can
day
definitely
was
turn the tide, I'm not sure if
tiring.
they'll actually elect to
Really
use them
tiring,
in a round
actually.
where they lack weaponry.
Bros.
Aster Army is always deciding to play that one side on the retake. They're always having that one side which is completely left unchecked. Hunter's Fury out, able to find one, but that's all he's gonna get from that. At least he was able to get the tag on the other player too. Lockdown's invested. It's not gonna cover the entire site. Unfortunately enough, Caramel's gonna push up a little too deep. This overextension, it's not gonna pan out that well for them. And Aster Army, they've got another opening, which they're looking to capitalize upon, but it's a complete plan on the A site. Astro uses from the shadows. Godlike able to slip away with that plan. Zay's gonna be on the man. He's still in the backlines trying to move up as close as possible to the site. Doesn't have a lot of time. On the other hand, Aster Army, they're gonna try to make this retake quick.
Buy some time with the lockdown, but does Astro have enough time? They're not in positions to trade each other. The best that they can do
Sub,
right now is
I'm
peek
just
at the same time
drained,
from
dude.
both top heaven
I'm
and
just
the bottom
drained,
of
so
A
I'm
long.
trying to unwind by watching this
Spike hasn't
match.
been tapped yet.
And once the
Lockdown
match is
expires,
on,
and now
I'm just
Aduka
gonna
has
go
dealt
get in
with
bed and
the
play
heaven
Tears of
guy.
the Kingdom.
Zay has a massive rolling thunder in his
Oh,
face.
I wanna play Tears of the
Aster
Kingdom
Army used
so
all
fucking
of their
badly.
ultimates to convert this round, and that's a
Like,
Nico win for
I've
them.
got my Switch right next to me,
As
and I'm
soon as
just
Marcel
waiting
popped his
to.
own lockdown, Godlike realized that since this is a very shallow one, maybe if they get towards the back of Seaside, they will be able to plant. But instead of actually planting on Seaside, towards the back of it, they head directly into its defender spawn. They were hoping to get some frag wins. They knew that their opponents lack weaponry, but simply challenging so many people at once, even though they have less weapons than you, you will still die.
Careful.
You can't spray down 1v3 unless they all line up for you. So yeah, Aster Army win an eco. They expend all their ultimates to do so. I think it's a fair trade.
Once again, players just stacking outside A. Godlike,
Take a line,
they're
yep.
really just adamant. to just push that one
I'm
single
like
side all
super
the
excited for
time.
Tears.
They're using every single
It's
piece of
such a
firepower
good
utility
game.
they've got left up.
Tears
But
is
this time,
such
enough
a
amount of
good
time
game.
was being
Holy
bought by the
shit.
players of ASTER. And that's going to be more than enough to make sure that Godlike is going to start to fall back. Look at Aduka, the amount of map control this man's got. It's insane. The intel, too,
Yeah.
this man's able to
Tears is
recover.
such a good game.
It's incredible.
It's a
The
2-5.
Army. Yeah,
Aster
they've
could
got
still
so much
do it.
information. It's going to be a matter of second when this thing just starts to crumble down. Astro's got no clue. There's a man waiting for him in
Interesting.
the back lines.
Interesting
And he knocks him
position.
apart.
Interesting position.
Even escapes, dashes back to its C long. This means Godlike can't chase him out. And now they can really start to feel themselves get cornered over here. There's only one opening, and that is to head towards the B site. The only person who can pull it off closely is Rexy, while the rest of his teammates are still waiting for a decision to be made towards A long. They're hoping that somebody from Astravi will overextend, hopefully give them a pick which will allow them to steamroll their execute into the A site.
30 seconds
It was
left.
halted in its tracks even after the Rolling Thunder was put in. Godlike could just simply not find a
Yeah,
way inside.
I need a day off,
Yeah.
man.
One thing's sure is that Godlike, they really struggle when it comes to the
Spike
mid-round
down A.
adjustments. And they
I
start
need a
cracking under
vacation from
pressure.
my
As
vacation.
I said, if their initial hit doesn't work out, the mid-round
10
adjustments
seconds left.
are just so lacking. And now Rexy's all by himself. And he's probably going to go for a save. Trying to pull off anything at this point in time is going to be way too risky. So Rexy will decide to save this Vandal.
Hey, Pingu, what's up?
And considering Godlike,
I
they
need a
don't even have a
vacation
lot of
from
money
my
left over,
vacation.
this upcoming round's going to be quite crucial one.
So, this is the moment where Godlike realized
Enemy remaining.
that they can't do anything over here. No option to retreat. No way to get inside either. That's when they start really feeling the pressure. So if Aster Army can keep up this aggression, keep boxing Godlike in again and again, I think they will have a good time in this
I'm
half.
exhausted.
But this time, Godlike, instead of hitting one site with brute force, they're starting off in a rather slow fashion. They spread out also quite a lot. No presence towards A, but they're already losing their lives towards C. Astro, trying to sell the fake, sold it a bit too well, sold it with his life.
Turret
Yeah.
destroyed.
Well,
Alright, so the KJ util has been broken. The shock dart breaks it towards B. Meanwhile, the turret on garage has also been destroyed physically by just spamming it down. And now after showcasing presence, if Godlike decide to hit the A side, Aster will be somewhat prepared for this.
Still, though, there's only one player present on the A site. And considering the spike still just lingering outside the B, we haven't seen any quick rotations
might
just
die here.
yet.
Oh,
And
no.
yeah, the spikes get
Ooh.
caught as well. Kibo
Exhaustion, bros.
taken out from the game. Not a good news. Once again, the mid-round adjustments really just not panning out in the favor of Godlike. Just that indecisive nature kicking in once again, and Caramel is now going to be the last glimmer of hope alive.
30 seconds
Godlike,
left.
everything falling apart. Don't know what to do, what not to do. And Caramel will probably try to go for a save, but he's getting approached by way too many players in the front. Even the save sounds next to impossible. But he's still going to try to go for the
Hi,
fight.
Anirudh, what's
Well,
up?
yeah, you might as well.
I mean, at this point, I can't even say that the mid-round indecisiveness from Godlike is what's causing their undoing. They lost 2 of their members in the first 30 seconds of the round itself. So that is a big concern, you know. Astro lost his life towards the bottom of C. Then Marzel picks one off towards Grass. And
I had good
sure, to
coffee
some
today.
extent, Godlike
I had
can
really
recover
good
from this,
coffee
but the
today.
timing is just so
I went to
unfortunate.
this 60-year-old
Kibo's
coffee
trying to
shop.
climb back up towards B
um,
window, and the
Went to the
moment he's
60-year-old
up in
coffee
the air,
shop or 70-year-old coffee shop.
he gets taken down. He
And
can't even fight back at that moment, you know. You're somewhat inaccurate when you're trying to jump back up there. And
It's
he
a
gets caught with his pants
4-5.
down. Worst of all, he was the spike carrier, so there's no hope of retrieval as well.
And now you can see Aster Army, they're starting to clinch their fists together. Look at all the score difference. It's starting to get nullified and Godlike. Now they're probably going to start to sweat up.
This is one good thing though, by the way. Godlike added this coach to their roster halfway through the
I am
split.
so tired, guys.
At one point, only Kamaljit was the one who was
Like, I went to
sitting along with the team for the coaching.
I went to
And we didn't see him in the first two matches.
Sarojini
I mean,
today, guys.
We're not sure if Godlike had this coach,
Jeez.
Folklore, with them right from the start of the split, and maybe he just wasn't here physically? Or did he actually join them in the middle of the split? But we didn't see him for the first few matches of Godlike,
Check your Insta.
maybe the addition of the coach can actually help them.
Check your Insta, Nick.
Godlike once again encroaching towards B. Now, Aster Army are quite aware about this one, right? So they pop the nanos instantly. Even the smoke has been put down to prevent any entries. And this will force Godlike to once again go on their defaults, which, by the way, haven't really been super strong.
Yeah.
And there's always a risk of getting picked off by the op. Aduka's already down to its
Scanning
sewers,
ahead.
so if he can catch Zay over there, this will be a nice pick.
Speak of that, and once again, there's a huge presence outside B. Smoke's being utilized too to just play with the enemy mines. So far, nothing's confirmed. Even Godlike, they haven't got any solid amount of information in their hands just yet.
We're gonna see
Incredibly
a
quick burst on the B site.
a
Even the Tremors utilized as well.
maybe
Good
a
shots from Astro.
7-5.
Able to find that opening in the back of the
Maybe
B.
a
And that's going
7-5
to be
if
the
like
entire
Aster's
B site
able to
now
pick
taken
up
away.
this way,
Godlike,
right?
it shouldn't be that tough.
They
of a
don't have
hold
ults
for them,
though. They
considering
don't have
they've also
ults.
got the B site taken in the hands.
And they don't
very
have
soon.
the
They'll
op to
fall back and
retake.
try to
Maybe-
go for the
maybe
post
a-
plants. Some
maybe
good
a
stuff
6-6.
done from Godlike. They're not overextending anymore, and I like the discipline.
Oh.
Yeah, and they also have the man advantage, so this shouldn't be that hard for them.
Revealing it.
As long as they can get one reveal off.
Ooh, that's nice.
These B main halls, they're not very thick. Trades, though, are
That's
just simply
nice.
present all the time. Godlike playing really well in that matter. Doxer's just gonna hightail it.
Ooh.
I wonder if he gets to save the op. He's hitting some really nice shots, but Astro won't let him escape. Quite a good round from Godlike. I mean, the smoke from Astro towards a shot was slightly questionable. It kind of allows Astro Army's shot player to peek out from multiple angles. But then again, I guess he just wanted to throw his opponents off guard. That's
Yeah.
exactly why he placed that smoke in such an awkward manner. And he used the second smoke towards C-Link. Godlike hit the B site and focused fighting towards A-Link instead of actually staying on the site itself.
No.
Astro was the last one to retreat from the site while the rest of
God
his players
damn,
fell
Nick.
back down
God
towards grass.
damn.
And once they got this plant down, Godlike, they hold really well. That is one
Yeah.
core
You know, I've
competence,
had
by the way,
coffee
of Godlike.
today.
Their post-plant
I've had, like-
situations have improved so much
Had 2
over the course
coffees
of the
today,
split.
but nothing's hitting. Literally nothing's hitting.
This push could have been caught,
Narrow.
but Astro Army, they barely slip away.
Right here.
Gotta thank their gods for that one. Godlike.
Shadows traveling.
Once again, you're not really seeing one of those quick hits anymore. Godlike, they're taking their sweet time now. They're playing this one safe and sound because they've realized Astro Army, they are now able to read into what they're trying to
do need sleep.
here.
I do need
In
sleep.
Astro Army, they're not really buying
Not
those
had any
strats
sleep
anymore.
today.
No,
Look at
sir, they
both
are not.
these teams. Yeah.
They smoke to hold them back, but Aduka, he's not gonna care about this one. Goalie just hiding inside the cloud burst, and the well-timed recon gets him a free frag onto Kibo. Great utility support from Doxer, and he even trades out Astro, so this is wonderful performance from the Sova. And he's also got the Hunter's Fury, so Godlike can't exactly just stay towards C long, otherwise they will get lasered down. Caramel, though, catches a lovely timing, and that's exactly what they needed. Gishi's already on the flank. He gets stopped in his tracks, but he's at least done the job. This will really make Godlike very uncomfortable. They can only hope to pop his nanos and buy some time, but with the knob available on Aduka, he's very afraid of peeking, and now you know why.
6-6?
That
I'm-
one
I'm-
shot's
I'm
gonna
gonna
seal
guess
the deal.
6-6.
And Astro Army, another round just flowing in their hands.
Hey, mate. I know I didn't
5 to
update
6.
socials today. I just am
And probably
not
it's going to be a
feeling...
6-6 half. It's going to be a close game
I
as
just do
expected.
not want to check my
It was
socials
really
today.
tough to predict anything on this map, but so far,
Ugh.
I mean, on the attacking side, Godlike, this started off with quite a way, but then later on, it started to slip away from their hands. And as I said, one of those key reasons is that they were just not able to
You know
understand
that meme? I need a
exactly what Astro
vacation
Army
from
are
this
trying to do here.
vacation.
At the initial phases, we saw Godlike just straight up bum rushing the site, just barraging that site down. But then later on, they started taking slow and steady approach.
Get out of my way!
Slow and steady wins the race, they say.
Cover going up.
I don't know if Godlike can win this half, though. They have quite a lot of ultimates, and the seaside hit has worked out for them quite well in the past. Especially with this Hunter's Fury, they have a great chance of making it work, but the supportive flashes are perfect from the side of Astro Army. At least Kohli stays alive to get one. But look at this. Doxer is already pushing inside. These guys are heading into the side before the spike's even planted. Astarami tried to attempt a premature retake, but Marshall can be the one who will turn the tide. His timing window is missed. Oh, and he gets double peeked. Can Aduka make up for it? He's got very few seconds to actually make this one work, and he's considering retreating. But that indecisive nature is what becomes his undoing in the end.
It was a
Oh, how the
very
tables
tiring
have
day.
flipped.
On 2 hours of
The
sleep,
backpedal
3
at
hours
the
of
last
sleep.
moment just didn't
I
work
went
out for him.
out.
But at the end of the day, he
I did
didn't
not
have a
get
lot
to
of time
sleep
as well.
today
He needed
at
to
all.
commit onto something. And unfortunately, it just didn't work out for him. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for the first half. As we all know, the map of Haven so far is starting out to be quite a close one. And considering in the first half, things have been looking quite interesting. Now I really want to see how Aster Army are going to perform in their attacking side. And with that being said, speaking of the giveaway too, ladies and gentlemen, all you guys need to do is just scan that QR code and you guys stand a chance to win that Philips One Blade.
Yep, go ahead, scan that QR code, and we'll be back with the game after this short break.
Your mom's not well? I hope she recovers soon. How's she doing?
Bro, fridge meat के लिए, heat के लिए नहीं. Bro, this graphics card is making my frames drop. Come with me if you wanna get.
The all-new OMEN 16 with advanced
You know, I'm
tempest
just
cooling
like
technology, now with 5 heat pipes and 4
trying to maybe
thermal
get a
outlets.
massage.
The OMEN 16 with
Maybe I should get a
12th Gen
massage.
Intel Core i7 processor to make you forget your frame drops.
Now that's cool.
Game on with tempest cooling.
These are better.
Presenting Hyundai i20 N-Line. It's time to play.
Yes, I'm a Gen Z, or should I say, the Gen X. And I don't let fear hold me back from doing anything. I choose to move fearlessly to it all.
Hey buddy, we need you to trim your beard for this next scene.
What? Okay, fine, I'll admit it. I move fearlessly in most things, but I draw the line here. What if I Nico cut myself?
Try this.
Damn. Oh no, which pictures, bro?
Phillips.
There were pictures. There was a time when I was an actual muscle mommy. There was a time. Right now, it just feels like everything I do to try and like build a good schedule for me, bro. There's
Welcome
never
back,
enough
ladies
time.
and gentlemen, into the second half for the first map of Haven. The first half is quite close, 7-5 is the scoreline so far. And now, speaking of which, Godlike, they have gotten themselves a little bit of lead, but this pistol round's what's going to seal the deal if Godlike do want to keep that lead moving up forward.
If they want to keep this lead moving
I
forward,
really
of
don't
course
know
they
who's
do.
gonna win this, Aster or
Godlike
Godlike.
need to get this pistol. They need to get a map win at the very least. The next few
just
maps
feel
in
it's
this
so
series
annoying.
will be quite important. That's because both these teams are really
I
good
think-
on it. So if difference has to
I
be made, it has to be on
think-
Haven.
If Godlike wins this,
Astrami shows some presence to
Aster
it,
is screwed,
but
right?
after they put
Like,
down that
Aster's in
smoke,
trouble.
which has just faded away, they don't really extend ahead. And this will make Godlike curious. Look at the preemptive rotations from them. They're already moving so frantically. They tried rotating towards A just a couple seconds ago, and now they're double stacking C and Garage yet again. So yeah, Godlike really just trying to cover all bases. They want to be stacked up at the right site, but they don't want to make any plays to
would.
gather that information. And I
I
mean, why
would.
should they, right? Because Astarami is also holding default. I don't think even Astarami have made up their mind yet. There's an inkling to go towards the
Alright,
A
let's
side,
look at the split
but
standings.
with Marzel showcasing presence towards Garage and tossing his nanos and turrets over there. He's just hoping
okay,
to keep
that's
Godlike players
interesting.
stationed on the wrong side. There's only the one Killjoy on A who can stop them, and Zay also can't do
Aster
much
needs
because
to
he's
win
been smoked
this.
off.
That's a,
Otherwise,
huge.
Godlike will
4
qualify over
players on
them.
the A side already. They've got the site control, and now Godlike will need to play for the post plants. They haven't really got a lot of utilities in the hand. They will need to try and work on the defaults just for now. As Zay drops down, he's still able to get one, but instantly he gets taken down as well. The trades aren't really working out, and Aster Army, it's going to be a clean sweep for them. first round in the hands of the second half, and that's good news for ASTER Army. I like how they're trying to play those little mind games at the start of the round. As you said, they're just trying to lure him into a fake sense of security that there might just be a seed take coming in, but the rest of the players are moving in quite close to the SA.
No, I can't.
It's also quite funny to see how godlike players just jump fearlessly, move fearlessly out of the defender spawn and heaven. I mean, they just went for a Hail Mary push out and hoped that they would be able to get the trades, but ASTER Army can't be taken out with just a waterfall of players dumping bodies at them. So Godlike will need something far stronger. Maybe a C-stack could work for them. But then again, it's one of those gambly rounds, which we have seen too much of Godlike. I mean, we've seen this a bit too often. And even ASTER Army are wary of this. They just don't want to walk into any of those traps. They have the Vandals and Bulldogs also invested quite early on, so they definitely want to fight at range.
Look at him, still just playing it quite slow. ASTER Army, on their attacking side, they're one of those teams that really takes their time. Slow and steady approach, playing on that information, playing it like a well-knit unit. Even recon darts out, and as soon as the recon dart's going to take its place, there's a dash on the site. B side is completely open. A free stroll on the site, a quick spike plant as well. They know the opponent team's on an eco, so it's not going to be that difficult to clean things up. But there's 3 players moving outside garage, and Kishi might just be surprised. 2 players walk out, and they line up for him. One single spray's going to seal the deal as Kibo was still able to shut him down. But he will be traded out as well.
Okay, then Rexy is running across. And somehow that allows Caramel to get a pick because they're all distracted. Does he get another one? Would be really cool. He dives into it. Mirror execution from Kohli. But I appreciate what Caramel tried to do over there. He knows that they're not going to win this round, so might as well take away some guns, which Rexy has done. But hey, the Vandal, the more expensive weapon, is still in the hands of ASTER Army, so...
That was an interesting shot.
Although three kills
that was an interesting shot.
Quite nice from Godlike.
I mean, you can't deny that that was such a disgusting shot with the classic.
Oh yeah, that too.
He didn't even stop moving. He was just moving. Press the left click. The shot connected. And yeah, I don't know how that happens. Doesn't really happen with me, but yeah, good one for Rexy, I guess.
That's exactly why he's playing here, and you're not. Sorry, man. I don't want to roast you on the day you come back to this split. I kind of miss you, bro. But if you set me up with sentences like those, I can't help myself. Just like Kibo can't help but pushing out of this area. He wants to set up Caramel once again, but there's a smoke placed out by Astro, so who is he even gonna flash? Now that the smoke's paid way, maybe they can continue fighting. But Astro just don't give them the fights at all. They're even using the drone very passively to check out all the closer angles on long as well, in case somebody from Godlike has snuck up. And this is a very weird spread out from ASTER Army, right? They often spread out quite a lot with their defaults, but this time they're kind of putting all their eggs in one basket.
What?
And yeah, it is the correct basket. They crack Caramel and Kibo open like a bunch of eggs.
Lot of W.
Yeah. Don't know what was the game plan over there, but Aduka, he got gifted those kills easily. Both of them just lined up, and this man's not going to miss out on those shots. As Godlike, with a 3-on-5 scenario, things not in their hands at all. This retake's looking next to impossible. Every single player in the opponent team's playing for the post plant. They're not even giving out those unnecessary peeks. So for Godlike to find those sweet spot and those sweet kills, it seems next to impossible.
Nice
and
kill.
Aduka once again able to catch another man slip by. This man is just able to get those sneaky kills on the opponents while they expect it the least. And Zay from the back lines is now trying to wrap it up, but he's got no opponents approaching him.
That was quite a mowdown from ASTER Army. Getting 2 kills like that on A-Long instantly, that is so sick. And Aduka is just killing everybody. I mean, if they don't stop this guy soon enough, he won't just be on the top of the scoreboard for this particular game, but he might just make his place into the top 5 players of the tournament.
And I would want to see that.
Yeah.
Want to see a player like Aduka just coming in out of nowhere, still able to shine so bright. It's definitely going to be a huge surprise for not just us, even the audience and also the players. A tactical timeout over here. Considering Godlike, they've realized now it's a series of rounds just taken away from them, and something needs to be done to put a full stop to that, because now the momentum shifted over in the hands of ASTER Army, and if the momentum is going to start to swing in their favor, it's going to be quite a tough one to steal those rounds away.
It is indeed. This might just be a weird observation, but look at the number of pages that Folklore has in his book. He's barely done with a couple of them. Meanwhile, Vandalik is like in the middle of that book, so you know, there's plenty of pages in their strat book. At least for ASTER Army, it is.
I mean,
I
he
can
joined in the
understand.
middle.
Yeah, he joined kind of in the middle of the split, so I can understand that he doesn't have too much written down. He hasn't got too much planned. Plus, he does have a massive task on his shoulders, right? I mean, Godlike were already struggling in Split 1 quite a lot. Joined in the middle of Split 2, hoping to get them into the playoffs. It's quite a big responsibility. So he's got his work cut out for him.
Oh, what is this? 3 players pushing out from the mid?
Let's go.
Something that is quite unexpected, but I'm down for it. If this is able to find that kill, then this will mean a lot. And yes, they are. But there's another player from Windows
that's actually a
knocking
good
on the
strat.
door.
That's a
and
good
it's going to
strat.
be the name of a Duke.
Not
This
gonna
man
lie,
is
that's a good
always able to
strat.
get the hands on the
That
players.
is a good strat.
And now Astro 2 is just trying to go for those sneaky plays, those cheeky kills. And will he succeed? That's a question. Astro, too many angles to worry. He's got a little bit too deep in the enemy territory. As soon as the smoke fades away, his lifeline will as well.
I was just hoping somebody would walk into his smoke. And I mean, if someone did, then it would be quite surprising. The angle he picked up over there, it's quite a weird one. It puts him in a one and done spot. But then again, the one frag is all that Godlike were looking for. They were just hoping to get at least a couple. Right, so even if this guy is able to get one, he would be fine. And he knew that the moment the smoke would fade away, he's gonna be a done guy. So he's well versed with the risks. And I like it that Godlike are taking these risky plays in the eco rounds. It helps them understand what the default of ASTER Army looks like, which is quite useful, you know? Because up until now, ASTER Army have varied quite a lot on their defaults. Like, for example, in this round, they're spreading out quite a lot, right? They show some presence outside of A main. They give it up only after Godlike use their smokes, while they also have people checking B grass and C main. And this is just this round, right? A couple of rounds ago, ASTER Army invested heavily into a fast A split, so Godlike really can't figure out what these defaults look like.
Luka, not able to just move in through that nano swarm, pulls out a shorty for the close range, but Zay's able to get that glimpse, which is more than enough to shut down the man, but that was a little fake that ASTER Army was trying to sell towards the C side, while the rest of the players are going to start making work on the 8.
Godlike know this.
Spike is moving up. Spike is moving up from the short. Godlike, so far, they've got a little idea of what's going on, what's brewing up inside the game, but still, Marzul's able to win those duels. But Rexy is on a spot that's unexpected. Was able to get away with 2 massive frags. Kibo is still on the site, able to seal the deal. A 1-on-2 scenario in the favor of Godlike, and Godlike, they desperately need this round.
He's got the ult. But does he know that Zay's already on the backstab? This is a good position to play from. Weird smoke put up by Astro, but hey, it gets the job done. It lets Zay sneak into the site. And now that they've methodically cleared out all these places, there's only one place left to check, and that is short. Godlike have all the info they need. They just need to win the duels. First player already spotted. I hope nobody gets revealed through the recon dart. That would give him a free kill. Zay's already sticking this one. He tries to spam it out, but it's just not happening.
Hi, Gypsy.
Godlike able to win that round. And as I said, that was desperately needed too. Considering the momentum swing, really it seemed like it was starting to shift on over in the hands of ASTER. But Godlike, they're not going to let that happen. They want to make this series as close as possible.
I can't exactly change it, dude, just because
for the pride, and it's fight.
I'm
or
not
it's
on
go
my
big or go
setup.
home.
Okay. Not on my setup. Okay, I'll move it. I will move it. Give me a sec.
Go big or go home, and that's a good point, you know, because Godlike don't just need to win, they need to win with a big margin, and so far, it is quite close. So yeah, the whole go big part seems a bit unfeasible at this point.
I can't do it right now,
Pushed
sorry.
back by the drone.
My keyboard isn't working.
Oh no, he's getting revealed. He
My
might just
keyboard
die to
isn't
the Hunter's
working.
Fury.
What the
Oh, yeah, he will.
no.
half in sleep? I'm fully fucking sleep.
You try to readjust, you try to reposition.
I'm actually really
but
exhausted. I haven't got much sleep,
just
guys.
unfortunately didn't work out for him. And godlike, the amount of information now they've got for themselves, it's quite incredible.
Stop
they've got the
telling
entire
me to
C line
sleep. I
secured
have
for
to sleep
themselves.
when I
Zay's
go
gonna
to
be the man
bed.
who's there to seal it up. And as I said, they're also playing the B side on the retake. Aster Army, they don't exactly know what to do at this point in time, but the spike is now starting to creep and crawl his way on the A site.
Cover going out.
Creeping and crawling through indeed, but Godlike have already sent Zay on a reconnaissance mission towards C, so this should let him all the information.
Yeah, I'm
Although
not
the
in
information
town
doesn't
to
come in
save it.
time and Rex is
Holy
already
fuck, I
dead,
hope you
so is
recover soon.
Kibo. If only they played alongside each other, one
Holy
towards
shit.
default, one towards short, maybe they could have accomplished something with that semi-crossfire setup. But Aster Army have no problems dealing with this aggression. They have absolutely no resistance on site. And Godlike can just feel this game slip away from their hands.
Ooh. You gotta say how easy Aster Army made that take look.
Yeah, that's true.
They were just, they were just easy to able to go on the A site, get the A side in the hand, get the plant down. No struggles at all. And Godlike, they really need to make sure that they're gonna make the players of Aster Army struggle, considering they also had the C site on a lockdown. So they knew there's no one approaching on the C site, but they still fall prey to this strat.
Whoa, look at the number of ultimates available on either side. If both the sides decide to invest it right here and now, this will be a very chaotic round. And in the past, Aster Army have not hesitated to use those ultimates while they were on an eco. Are Godlike gonna follow suit and do the same? Or will they conserve
Wait,
it
Aster's
when they have better
actually
weaponry?
taken the lead? Holy.
Okay, this is gonna be a fast push out towards mid now, isn't it?
No, it's
Something
not.
that they
We'll
didn't
talk
pass.
later in the end.
Oh, Caramel, this is overcommitment. You should fall back. You're also getting spammed up. And luckily enough, this man's able to stay alive, but his teammate is gonna die right there.
I
At the
said
cost
get
of his
well
teammate,
soon,
he was able to
Gypsy.
stay alive.
Oh,
And look at
oh.
Rexy. The trigger discipline comes into play.
What?
The frenzy
No way!
strikes, and he was almost able to get both of them. They lined up. Aduka barely able to stay alive with 45 HP.
And I think he would have died if
Goddamn,
he had more
Rexy,
bullets in the chamber.
goddamn.
With only 4 bullets left, he was able to not just get that kill, but also dink Aduka down. This could be the this could be the game-changing play. Now Karama has to make up for what Rexy did, and he finishes off Aduka surely. He was low in HP, but he can't retreat. 1v2.
Yeah,
Plenty
Aster's
of weapons
only because
available
they
that Kibo
are.
can pick up.
Which is surprising considering that I thought that
Still, he was
Godlike
able to
had a
soften him up, though.
lead, right? And Aster's
Kibo.
like
The one on
Aster
two
was kind
scenario.
of very
He's also got
flimsy
the
as the
Rolling
match
Thunder
started,
available.
so I thought Aster isn't
He's
gonna
got Marzil approaching
able to
him,
pull
and
it,
that's going to be
but-
more than enough. Marzil to seal and take care of business. As Aster Army with another round on the board, 11-8, and now the momentum swinging in their favor. They've got a decent lead for themselves, which they can rely on. But this play right here, as you mentioned, if there were a couple of bullets more inside the Mac,
I mean,
it would've been
Aster
done and
needs to
dusted.
win this to qualify
Yeah, that would have been one crazy
because
highlight
of their
play for
map
Rexy.
differential.
Aster
Sorry,
Army
their
had one of
round
those
differential.
rounds where they've won an eco and just completely shut down the momentum of Godlike in the first half.
Give me 1 second.
This could have been that round if things went a little more differently. But this can be the chaotic round that we have been looking forward to. All the ultimates available, every side with plenty of weapons. Aduka extending forward in a position where Kishi can't help him out, but he hits the brakes just at the right moment. Doesn't want to give away the advantage. Now Aster Army make plenty of noise. Aduka shows his presence quite aggressively, and then they suddenly cut sound, which makes Godlike think that Aster Army were just faking, and they retreat from the A site. If Aster hit the A site now, they will get it without any problems. There's not even any reconnaissance util available over here. It's just one nanoswarm, which obviously won't give Godlike the info they need.
Boys.
Oh, lockdown's invested. Even the recon's going to be used over here. The shock darts are sent in to destroy the lockdown, but it will be. So
Shock
at least
darts
that's
and the
good news
aftershock.
for Aster Army. Yeah.
Revealing it.
Oh my god, this is gonna be so chaotic. Aduka is burning alive. The Rolling Thunder is thrown inside, and even the Hunter's Fury just to clear out the areas that don't get covered by the lockdown. And Godlike are getting all the kills they need. Marzel plants the lockdown, but this might just invite all of Godlike players to descend upon him. He will have to fight this one out. There's no way to win.
I mean, they're just Godlike is making it very close because like ASTER can buy again, right? ASTER can buy again. Now you probably got half buys on. Yeah, there you go. Half buys on. No, wait, full buys. Okay. Okay, full buys.
Enemy lockdown. Too many ultimates. A heavy investment done from both the sides. But still, Kishi's got his hands on the Rolling Thunder so far. That can be utilized either for the post plant or to get a site control in the hand. Let's see what's going to be the game plan here.
Yeah. I love how Godlike just decide to go all out over there. Lockdown plus whatever area the lockdown doesn't cover, but you were cleared out by the Hunter's Fury. Of course, it was broken, so it doesn't make an impact. But Aduka this time extends way ahead. We saw this little tendency from him in the previous round as well. At least previously, he stopped just before he went out of the range where his teammates can cover him. But now that he's given away his life, what does that mean? And we've seen him do this in the past. We've seen him try to commit his own body to the fake,
Godlike's
hoping
map pick
to actually sell misinformation to Godlike. But this time, Godlike are not buying any of that.
Yeah, and we're also seeing a switch up in Zay's setup. Alarm bot, 2 Nana Swarms. They're just leaving the entire A site in the hands of Zay. 2 main responsibilities for this single man to try and deal with. Nano Swarms are being activated just to buy off enough amount of time for that spike plant, but that's not going to be the case. It will go down eventually.
Slightly late
Kishi
shot
to get the spike plant down. Godlike once again forced in a complete scenario where they need to play it in the post plant. And let's see how it's going to work out for them.
Kibo has all of his util left, but Kishi has one even better. He's got the Rolling Thunder. If he survives long enough to let it loose, this might just be a game changer. But he uses it at the worst time possible. Zay's already behind him. At least Kohli makes up for the trades. He swings out and trades it back. All down to a 2v2 once again. And Kohli's now alone. He can't be helped by Marzel. Marzel gets picked off, actually. And the flurry of smokes just throw him off. But has he done enough?
Does he have the time, though? I don't think so.
Okay, then.
He did it. Godlike. All of that for nothing. Not able to get the round in the hand.
Map point.
And Astra
Holy
Army.
shit.
12 rounds on the board. They've got the map point secured for them, ladies and gentlemen. The first map of Haven. And Astra Army might just run away with it. The upcoming map's going to be in the map of Ascent. And so far, Astra Army, they're looking quite phenomenal on that map. But that's a good map, even for the side of Godlike. So it's tough to say anything.
Tough to even feel anything if you're a Godlike fan. Heartbreak and misery surrounds you. It's plaguing you. And with Astra Army winning their first map, Godlike probably don't have a chance of making it to playoffs unless they mount a massive comeback, and then some more in the second map too. Doctor knows that the seaside's clear, so he's using the Hunter's Fury to clear out anyone who's probably hanging out towards the defender spawn, expecting an early frag, but that doesn't happen. Hey, but now Godlike have their backs against the wall. They must go all inside, and Caramel Rexy start things off on the right foot.
Aduka's really starting to overcook now. This man needs
I know Esther actually managed to take the lead on this. That's kind of cool.
Just try peeking those fights.
But Godlike's okay.
And it's most of the time not working out. And Godlike, this is going to be quite a clean take for them. Was able to find the diffuser, but there's just
what is it with the number of pistols being used right now? Random frenzies, shorties, every round they've got like a different pistol ready to go.
I really guess they wanted to push into it.
It's like classic. Is the era of the classic like over or something?
They probably assumed that they won't be able to hold down to the bottom of C long, and that's why they wanted to just play from the side itself. Hence the aggression towards defender spawn entrance. But it backfires again and again. And yeah, you did point out that Aduka, even though his play to overextend is by design, you can't always hope for the same results.
It's for real the meme. I don't know, like, I do not want
money.
People using the shorty
They
so
put
much
in whatever is left
enough.
in the tank.
Get out of my way.
Half shields,
I don't want that shorty.
bulldogs. Aduka doesn't even have a gun. He's just playing on his blade storm.
Once again, I guess he's going to go for that aggressive peek, and this time he gets taken care of. gotten rid of, and once again, Aduka not having any sort of impact inside this round as well. Rexy trying to move up quite close, but there's Marcel
Why
just
would you-
waiting for him.
Marcel,
This man
what's
was able
that
to find
smoke?
one. Rexy says bye-bye to this round.
Marcel
will
भैया
be
smoke
instantly
camp
dealt
कर
with.
दो.
There is the trade on the board, but Astro
Never
is
mind.
just able to win these fights somehow, and Kishi lines his opponents up. One more to go. Kishi will be dealt with eventually. Kibo somehow is able to find him. A 1-on-2 scenario. Godlike, they desperately need this. They're going to start a sweat. They realize the fact that how important this round is for them, for their lifeline inside this entire map. And Kibo is trying to keep it alive with all the kills that he's finding so far inside this round. Goalie closing his distance, but eventually shuts him down. Aster Army to take the first map home inside the series.
And with this, they pretty much shattered the hopes of Godlike making it to the playoffs. They needed to win in a flawless manner, but this map loss
I mean,
is going to really
we
hinder
got
their
one more
chances.
map.
And
We got
unless
2 more
Godlike
maps.
can mount copious amounts of lead in the second map, this is a done and dusted tournament for them. Aster Army survived the first encounter, and they need to keep this lead. Playoff spot looking much stronger for Aster Army as time passes by. That last round was actually quite heroic from Aster Army too. I love how they were just going into the beast side without going for too many defaults, and they wanted to get this game over quickly.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, the elimination for Godlike, it seems quite inevitable. But ladies and gentlemen, for now, we're going to push to a short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
It was Aster Map, exactly. But like, I'm just gonna say something really important. Older players, experienced players, right? BRB friends, what's up? I think Shuklaji is watching a movie. Give me 1 sec, guys, okay? Because the pain is intense. Because I have walked at least, and I'm not joking, I have walked at least 5 kilometers today. I walked 5 kilometers today. Just shopping, but still, you know. Also, one of the tops I bought is like, ooh, so pretty. Go to bed after the watch party is done. After the watch party is done, I can go to bed. Or I will watch 2 maps and then take a call on taking a break. Because Mihi is tired. Mihi is tired. Mommy is tired, friends. Mommy is exhausted. Mommy's gonna come back in a minute. Mommy is exhausted. Mommy needs like a minute. Also, I'm thinking of making like a video that plays here when I go AFK. So you guys have like a compilation or something to watch when I'm AFK. What do you guys think? Like say I go AFK, what if we have like a compilation of some clips and shit that you guys can watch? Yes? No? Maybe? What do you think? Let me know. Go to bed? No, I can't. I can't. I cannot go to bed. Oof, which sucks. But we can chill. We can chill. We can chill. We can chill. Hopefully, Aster will win. Godlike, we don't know. We're not. I'm not cheering for anyone, boys and girls. I am just watching the match. Hello, friends. I am getting some coffee.
B. He was still able to get one, but the instant refrags are there from the side of Godlike. That's helping them still keep themselves in the competition. Shots missed, and Doxer almost loses out on that round, and he will eventually.
This round is so quick. I mean, the build up to it catches pace in a very slow and steady way, you know? You have a little bit of scuffle towards A main. Marzel tries to throw in the cyber cage to just survive over there. Then he gets in deep towards Market over here, which catches a couple of Godlike players off guard. Even the jump up from Caramel was there, right? So you've got players revealing each other on either side of the map. But then as soon as the B hit starts to come through, a flurry of trades is there. And within a matter of seconds, everybody's dead. So this really tells you what the flavor of the game is like, you know? Both these teams hesitating a little bit, at least in the beginning of the round. But when push comes to shove, everybody just dumps bodies at the other. And at the end of the day, the team that has superior trading will be the one that comes out on top.
Yeah.
Look at Vandalik. He's doing such heavy talking. It's
He
crazy.
always does this.
Yeah, I mean...
He's a very animated coach, you know? Quite entertaining to look at, which is also why people like him quite a lot. Not many other coaches display as much emotion as he does.
Yeah, passionate.
Passion, yeah. Just seeping through every pore in his skin.
Like that. The more information you're able to convey to your team, the higher they will be able to perform. And so far, Godlike, they're still able to move on forward with that momentum. I mean, Astor Army, they've got those 2 rounds in the hands. But now, considering they're on an eco, it's just going to add on the problems even more. Caramel's got his hands on the op. And he's starting to push up quite deep towards mid, too. The amount of information Caramel's able to secure, it's crazy. Every single player's towards the B-man, and even now the recon dart's going to give all the intentions away. Look at Aduka, able to sneak in so deep towards Market. He hasn't extended towards Market just yet. Able to find those connections, but not the kill. Unfortunate stuff for them. Astor Army, they get the site control. All that's going to matter for them is to get the spike plant down, and if they do so, how are they going to decide to play the post plants? It's going to be quite an interesting one. Cole able to find one with the Hunter's Fury, and look at the players of Astor Army. They're still able to extend forward, gain that information, and fall back to safety.
Cover going down.
There's a massive crossfire over here, and Doxer caught with the worst timing possible. Even Gishu tried to help him out. They all will be sprayed down. The flashes are impeccable, and Astor Army are falling like flies. My goodness, Godlike turned this round. I like the Hunter's Fury that Kohli used over there. As soon as the drone was used by Rexy, Kohli uses the Hunter's Fury hoping to kill Rexy, you know, because there's only one spot where the drone will be used from. It doesn't kill Rexy, but it does kill Zay. Still not a problem for Godlike, you know? And just because Astor Army get one kill, they're like, yeah, we have a 4v5, we can hold on. But every single time Godlike find themselves in a retake situation on B, they are just phenomenal at running things down. We saw it in the pistol, we see it again in round number 8. Godlike battled through the Astor Army post-plant setups like it's nothing.
Still, now they've got the equal weaponry. Let's see how it's going to play it out. Marzul's cam spotted. Taken down. I gotta say, Marzul's struggling massively inside this series. We haven't seen a lot of those pop-off moments from Marzul. He's even struggling to win those duels.
And while that is somewhat true, there are occasions where he manages to get into very deep enemy territories, you know? Remember that round where he was already in mid-plaza? Could have almost had a multi-kill with Godlike players trying to retake via Market. That was quite cool. And once again, Marzul's on the look. He's supposed to be the one that catches people off guard on Market, but after breaking the alarm bot, he's just gonna fall back after leaving his own neutral over there.
Not sure, but I'm
Wow, flips his wings. Aduka, not inside the game anymore. Neuro theft utilized too. Marzul
good luck.
Good. Oh
my God, Astro, good luck.
3 on top of each other. The entire B main's now looking like a graveyard as Astro, this man single-handedly flipped the tables.
That's actually
favor.
good.
Astronomical impact
That's
from this
good.
guy.
Like, that was
Raining
well
down
played by
meteors from the
Astro.
sky. This guy rains upon them like a holy ghost. What on earth was that spray down? Jesus. Okay, I understand. Doxer got caught because he had his util out in hand, but the remaining 2? Sheesh. I mean, if both Astro and Zay are able to get multi-kills upon multi-kills like this, all of them towards B main, I think Astro Army have no choice but to just avoid this area like the plague, because this is just some sort of an astronomical buff, you know? Doesn't matter who it is from
Map
Godlike.
3.
You find yourself facing a single man on B main, he's gonna spray down the lot of you. And this has been shown on several occasions by Godlike players. That is just absolutely nuts.
This struggle wasn't expected from Astro Army.
I
7-2.
don't like watching.
And now the first
Like,
half is
I'm
looking
gonna
like
say
a
this
huge
as a
one-sided
Cypher
affair.
main.
Once again,
As a
Marzo
Cypher
making his
main.
way from mid. He's got the Phantom in his hands.
As
Team,
a Cypher
they've got
main.
a
Oh,
lot of things,
fudge.
a lot of hopes and dreams relying on Marzel. His position's known, but the rest of the Astro Army is towards the shore, towards the tree area.
Oh,
Position's
huge,
compromised. Paranoid
huge.
is going to be utilized too to buy off a little bit more time, but this time they're going to decide to break through on the tree. As Kiba was able to spot one, also get one away, and Caramel on the main was able to get away with
Timing.
one, but that's all they're gonna get.
Honestly,
As Astro Army,
Caramel
they
is
get
such
the
a
site
cute
control,
name.
but they're not able to sustain the site control so far. Marcel, this
Right, it's
man
not
is
Caramel,
on a
it's
mission.
Caramel,
He's
it's
always
very
on the
cute.
lurk angles, able to get those kills for his
like
team.
personal
And now
opinion,
Coley,
you
the
know?
last man alive, with only a stinger
Oh,
in the hand, doesn't have
oh.
the gun to follow him up. But let's see. I was able to play this scenario. Zay's got the better weaponry. With only a stinger in the hand for Coley, things are even more tougher. And those Vandal is gonna, of course, deal more damage. And all Coley's waiting for is him to strike in a little bit more closer than what he is. Zay knows. Zay knows what he's doing is to try and lure him in the close quarters. But that's not what he's doing. Instead, Coley's also playing this one quite safe.
Repositioning would have
That
been
was
perfect if
like
the
an
didn't give away his
expected Godel
position.
win on that because he
Zay
didn't get to
clutches it out
upgrade
once
the
again
stinger. Like he should
From
have
the
closed the
very
distance.
depths of defeat,
Yeah,
they
we
pulled
do.
this round off.
Who cares? So if he had some
But
utility,
again,
would have
given
been
the
able to
weaponry that
close the
Astro Army
distance.
had,
Maybe shocked
I
up with
would
turret.
still be
Or
quite
you know,
impressed
during
with the
that
4 kills
moment
that they were able
when
to get.
Caramel was reloading. Sorry, not Caramel.
Marzel's look towards mid didn't
Shit, sorry,
create
my
all that
legs
much
are
impact, but he was
like
definitely
my
able
brain
to
isn't
catch somebody
braining.
off guard when he
My
snuck into
brain
his
is
heaven
just
via
not
that
braining.
cross.
During that moment when Zay
But
was like
Astro, like
backing
I
out to
said,
reload, that's the
he has
perfect
been
moment to like
phenomenal
turret
towards
break.
this
It's
hell
risky.
position.
It's
We
risky.
saw it previously as
But
well.
that's the only
and
chance
he
you
was able
get.
to mow down 3 over there. Now once again,
I just didn't check how many bullets though, being honest. I didn't check how many bullets he had.
Zay's got his hands on the lockdown, and Doxer's got his hands on the from the shadows. That means we might see a last moment switch up on the sites and a plant
See?
on the opposite side. We might see that coming soon. Caramel's once again is taking deep control towards mid. The recon dart's able to gain a lot of information. Once again, Aduka's position's known too.
Right now.
Similar type of stuff. It's deja vu. What
My
we
brain
saw in
isn't
the previous
braining,
couple of rounds is happening
just
once
isn't
again.
braining.
But this time, the
Oh,
adjustments
no.
from Godlike are a little bit different compared to what happened in
Oh,
the previous one.
that's
And this time, they're also able to get the lurk.
painful. It's painful.
they're already on
That's a
to high
9-3.
mid.
Like it's an easy
Who would have
9-3.
expected somebody
'Cause,
this deep inside?
If
Kishi
you're
had no
so
idea
serious,
what
I'm
he
not
was walking
playing
into.
today. I'm hosting a watch party for
And
this
Astro Army
game.
are really getting caught off guard. This
gonna
aggression
tell you
from
exactly when I
Godlike is
play.
unparalleled.
When I play, it's more.
They didn't aggress out mid this time, but they did go towards
Bullshit,
A
it's
main,
more
and this is not something that they've done before.
But luckily today, I am.
And
just
even
watching
when
the
mid
game.
is seemingly uncontested, Caramel is still holding it from the back lines.
Hmm.
And they're only aware about Caramel's position. They don't know that Zay is also over here.
Oh, they know as it
Yeah,
is.
now with the turret, they will probably know, but what can Cooley even do about it?
Oh shit!
He tries to bait the fight out with the turret coming through. But
Nothing
Zay
to do.
is
Oh
not
my
going to back down
God,
from it.
that's painful.
A flawless
The
round
thing
from
is, right,
Godlike.
if you're playing Cypher on attack
This
on
is
this
looking
map,
like a completely
you
different team.
need
Yeah,
to
9-2
have
half.
like a very
Yeah.
decisive site control,
We were starting
like
to count
area
them out,
control,
especially after the
taking
previous map
Cypher.
loss.
We've not
But
got
if
that going
Godlike
on.
can
So
continue
we've
this
not
run
got
of
that going
dominance
on,
in the second
and,
half as well, if they can not only win this map, but
It's not
also
enough.
win it with such a convincing scoreline like this, they might just be back in the tournament.
There's not enough going on
Might.
to.
Still, there's a huge might.
There's not enough going on
It's all gonna
to
come down to the
assist.
decider, Crips.
Oh, don't worry.
And
Oh my
once
God,
again,
Caramel is
Caramel. This man is
disrespecting
able to
them.
replicate the same thing over and over again, and Astro Army's not able to find
This
that
is
full
just
stop on that
disrespect,
play.
man.
How is
Never.
Cameron able to get in so
This
much
is just
space,
disrespect, like,
and the
they're
opponents
just
are not able
playing-
to understand what's going on?
This is
against him,
exactly how
but
you
at
have
least
to
the
play
Duke was
after
able to find
losing
the
a
opening,
match
but an
like
instant
if you
refrag is
no
there
see
on
if
the
you
board.
lose a map
Cameron
like
able
that,
to get
right?
the revenge.
Oh, they might 9-3,
Marzel
9-3.
on the mid is
We
able to
seeing
get
a
another
9-3?
frag on
Yeah,
the
we must
board.
have seen
Astra
it.
Army, things are now starting to work in their
Zay
favor.
doesn't have
There's
anything
only
in
one
this.
more man to go.
Just
in the
defuse,
name
bro.
of
Just
Zay.
defuse. Just
And even he's
defuse.
found himself on the site, but
Just go
Marzel's
defuse, bro.
position's
Just go, Zay.
uncompromised,
Just go
but
defuse.
he gives his position away. He doesn't really have a lot of HP to back him
Ooh,
up,
this
so he's
gets
gonna try and play this one safe and
interesting.
sound. Lockdown initiated too. It's
I
just wait for
love
Marzel to
this.
peek out,
I
but Doxer
love how
plays
they're
that
playing off of
perfectly.
each other. So here's the thing.
Yeah, there
No
were
one's
just
really
too many
assisting.
reveal, utilities on Zay.
What's his name?
The Cypher
Aduka
as
during his
well as
Enquiries.
the both of them tagging you
So
up,
Aduka's
which
kind
makes
of
him
suffering
susceptible
there, and
for a
then
wall bang through those narrow
what
walls that the
exactly
side has.
are they supposed to do?
Oh, yeah,
Because
it's been a while since
when you
we've
have a
seen the curse
Killjoy,
been
KO,
activated, you
and
know?
Silva,
And for
you
a
have
moment, I
1,
almost
2,
stopped believing
3,
in his
4,
position entirely.
5
This is
thrown
such a
abilities
good
you can
buff
use to
from
clear
Godlike.
corners,
This is
clear
not the team
do
that we saw
lineups,
in
do
the previous
post
map at
plant,
all.
all of
They're
that. You
so
have
much
these
more
5 bits
proactive.
of
They're
util
so
that you can use. that come
incredibly
together to
impactful.
use
Every
it.
single
Like,
one getting
when you
multiple
have a
multi-kills,
Cypher
that's
instead of a
nuts.
Killjoy,
And they're
you know,
punishing
so
on those small mistakes.
that
and they're
those
able to
5
capitalize, not
utils
just
become
let them
3
go get
utils,
away like that. So I'm
right? And you don't
loving
have
the
that
fact
post plant
that now
util
Godlike,
at
they're
all.
really finding
and
themselves that comfort zone that they're
if
also
you're
willing to
attacking,
step
God
outside
help
of
you,
it.
you don't
So
have
we're
that
just
post
loving
plant
it. But
util,
ladies
then you're
and
so
gentlemen,
fast
for
to
now,
see
you
your
guys
life.
saw the first half is 9-3. We're gonna be right back with the second half after this short break.
Also, like, it's really difficult to quote-unquote teleport past Killjoy's utility, but it's very easy to teleport past Cypher's wires, and I say this as a Cypher main. As a Cypher main. Yes, Nick, go on. I should be an analyst? Yes, I should.
Bro, fridge meat के लिए, heat के लिए नहीं. Bro, this graphics card is making my frames drop. Come with me if you wanna game.
The all-new OMEN 16 with advanced Tempest cooling technology, now with 5 heat pipes and 4 thermal outlets. The OMEN 16 with 12th Gen Intel Core i7 processor to make you forget your frame drops.
Now that's cool.
Game on with Tempest cooling.
Presenting Hyundai i20 N-Line. It's time to play.
Yes, I'm a Gen Z. Or should I say, the Gen X. And I don't let fear hold me back from doing anything.
That's what
I
you wanted
choose
to
to
say,
move
Nick?
fearlessly to it
You
all.
wanted to say you hate
Hey,
Cypher
buddy,
mains?
we
You're
need
talking
you
about
to
Cypher
trim
mains who
your
played
beard
in
for this
Iron
next
Silver
scene.
lobby?
What?
They
Okay,
don't
fine,
know
I'll
what
admit
they're
it.
doing.
I
Cypher's
move
YouTube
fearlessly in
usage
most things,
does
but I draw
not
the line
work
here.
the way
What if I Nico cut myself?
Try this.
Cypher is like probably the most complex agent in the
Phillips.
Welcome back into the second half of this series. In the second map, we are over here as the 9-3 first half. Will the curse come true? This is what we're here to find out. Aster Army in the first map, too. In the second half, they really started to feel themselves and started to activate themselves. But right now, they don't really have a lot of room for error.
No, they absolutely do not. It's a very fast one. Outburst as well as a fragment to make sure nobody can push through. And while they have spotted Aduka, Marzel will probably play as bait. And he does really well. Turns around for a 180 as well.
Wow.
Good recovery from Astro and Rexy, but Aduka is
all
still
they do is
alive,
watch
still
camera.
kicking.
Yeah, because they don't
And
know
even Doxer's ready to
where
just
to
dive out
go
of the
or
smoke
what to
based
do
on
with their
Aduka's contact.
utils, you know.
Yeah, just a burst of kills on their faces, and now
Hey,
we're left
Tony,
with a
what's
2-on-3. Rexy soften up a bit too low. 20 HP
Will
on
you
his
make me
hands.
my coffee
Zay's
when
going to
I'm
be the
back
man
in
to pull
Mumbai?
anything off
You
over
work
here.
at the
Has to be a
international
miraculous
terminal, which
play
means I can't
indeed.
come and get coffee from
Which
you. I
sounds
feel
pretty
very sad about
much
that.
next to impossible.
Every time I,
And
like,
Aster
I'm
Army, even
thinking
they're
of the
making
airport,
quite a quick
you're
rotation on
in
the
the
east side.
you're
As soon as
inside the
Godlike, they're going to
international
have their
airport. So how am I
hands on
supposed
the
to
A.
get coffee
They're
from
going
you?
to be meeting with a huge counter push even from their opponents. Aster Army Already positioned on the A site, just waiting for the players of Godlike to just funnel inside the side on SNS. They do. They're gonna meet their makers.
Hey, so Tony's on the
Oh,
stream.
good
Tony
resistance
is
from
the
Aster Army.
guy
I love
that
the
works at
rotation
Starbucks
speed from
that I
these
really
guys.
like.
Quick backup onto everybody, plus Marzel played that to perfection. Really just using a Duga as
Plan
bait, and that
international.
is actually a very nice way to set up a nice
Shut
little
up, go
distraction,
away.
you know? Everyone's focused on a Duga, they try clearing out the closer angles, and while they do check for Marzel, it's a bit too late. He's already struck down 2 by that time. And then, when Godlike make a Hail Mary play towards the A side, Aster Army move fearlessly in, diving before they can even plant. Just not letting Godlike get even a foot into the site. Oh, that's a heavy amount of presence on A, plus the turret on B. Really gives Aster Army all the info they need, but when Caramel hitting shot like that, it's really difficult to bounce back.
Yeah. At least Caramel's able to fall back though, not overextending, overstepping his boundaries, instead playing with the team. As Caramel
Yeah, why
has now
can't you like
tasted the blood, this
do
man's gonna
if,
be
if
even
I
more
tell you which
hungrier
day
from
I'm
than
taking my
before.
flight, can you do
Aster
like
Army, on the
the
other hand,
like
just
I'm
sticking
flying
each
back
other, playing
to
it like a well-knit
Mumbai, right?
unit.
Can you do the
And I love the fact that we're not
the
really seeing
like the
overcommitments
arrivals
from any of these
terminal?
teams so far. They're playing
I
it
also
quite
like-
disciplined.
Okay.
I also like how they just exchange weapons. Doctor gave away his Spectre to Kohli, who's the healthier player over there. The one way is really helping Marcel out, and this buys so much time. The rest of Aster Army has also arrived on scene.
They
Godlike can't push out, not like this.
Marcel can hold a site.
Capture the Alt-Orb, and they're looking for
It could be a
another
curse.
instance of timing over here.
Could be a curse. Because Marcel has the power to hold.
Toes giving away everything.
Am I traveling back? The moment
Look
I
at
am, I'll
Godlike
DM
once,
you.
once again, they're
on,
making
Twitter.
quite a quick adjustment, getting rid of that entire tripwire. But Rexy, how was he able to get away with that frack? It's just incredible. And now Kohli inside the logs area is still able to stay alive somehow. He's got way too many players to deal with. Also gets blinded up. And Godlike, you blink it and you miss it. What just happened inside that round? They win an eco round.
Exactly, and
What?
Aster Army were actually going in for a force. I mean, you don't usually see that from Aster all that often. They're not the kind of team that will go in for those force buys. But then again, if they
Yeah.
win the pistol, it
Yes,
makes
yeah.
sense that they do it, right? Aster Army was supposed to win that on paper. Godlike still win it out.
Just like, we are
I
not
just think
giving
they
you any
respected
more
them a little
rounds.
Too much. Yeah,
Hell
you
no,
lost
dude.
that initial duel against Caramel, but you should not let that decide the entire round. And that's why they just started respecting the opponents a little bit too much.
Those half buys though.
Plus, Aster Army had so much info to work with as well.
Considering that
I mean, even with the early loss, they were at least able to trade out Zay. So on paper, Aster Army should have been able to finish this round. That again is on paper. This time Aster Army have a risky buy. Aduka goes in for the Hero Vandal.
My camera
And since he's the only guy with some sort of firepower present, it's important to position him correctly. Unfortunately, that isn't the case. Most of Aster Army is stuck towards the A side, whereas B lies uncontested.
When do you have off? That's
Marzel's
nice.
only got a narrow angle in
That's
through the door.
nice.
And he's also just looking out for players who are dashing in towards the switch.
You
to
can offer
maybe
away.
hit
Well,
it.
I'm traveling back this
With the
week.
smoke placed, even Marzel won't be
so-
able to see anything. So Godlike have a firm grip on this
Well.
B side.
Speak about that
Well.
firm grip and yeah, sight control's also taken away. Godlike easily get the sight control in the hand. Aduka is the only person that has got an AR in the hand. They're trying to play a Hero Vandal over here. And Aduka has also got the backup of his teammates, Kohli and Kishi. Starting to work around.
After
together.
tomorrow, I get to play the game
Aduka
rather
needs
than
to
do
find
watch
the opening.
parties,
He
so
needs
I'm
to
hoping
find
you
the
guys are
first
excited for that.
cherry
If I
over
know a
here.
lot of you
If
want
he's
me to
able to
play
get
the
the kill,
game. So
It's going to be a good opening that you're definitely looking for. Aduka able to get the first man down, sprays it quite well. Pasay with a quick tap on the player's going to make sure he's going to taste the dirt nap. But that's not going to matter. Aster Army, they bite the dust.
And Godlike continue pressing onwards. 11 points. Awfully close to map point now. And these are the kind of dominant scorelines that Godlike need if they want to survive in this tournament. And they still have plenty of money to reinvest into these weapons. Aster Army with a shabby buy. They compromise a little. Aduka buying a Bulldog because of lack of funds, but Kohli still picks up the big gun.
Speaking of
Still
that
picks
big
up the Odin.
What's the
Yeah.
quest?
And that's something that I'm always scared of. Odin. Especially on a set Deadly combination. Especially on defense, even deadlier.
Yeah.
So yeah, Coley, he's got the stars aligned. Let's see how he's going to hit him with it.
Okay, come on.
Godlike are also playing it nice and slowly. They don't make too much noise towards the A side.
Dude, I make
They show
this
some presence,
man.
but
Like,
they
I
didn't give
just
away the
wanna
fact
play the
that
game,
all of
and I
Godlike
just
members are
wanna, like,
present
get
over
some
there,
food.
and now none of them are.
The reason for my tweet? What
You
tweet?
have a little dry peek attempt from Zay. He knows that they won't have an op, so he's not that afraid of peeking out.
Yeah.
But
Oh, that one, I don't
Asram
give a
now are in trouble. Marzel has been playing that position. It's a bit too often, and it's about time that Godlike
He has
cleared it
been
out again.
so
They won't let
hectic.
the same trick work
It's-
3 times in a row.
It's how many degrees
This man
here?
has
Like,
found a little crack and
41
he's going to
degrees.
start to
How do
work
people
around with
even
this, and yes,
survive in
he
this
does. He
temperature,
also finds a good
Oh,
kill.
why?
The
Oh,
Odin's
why?
now going to
The
start to
Odin,
strike
huh?
up in the close quarters, but it's not
The
going to
Odin,
matter.
huh?
The refrag's instantly there
mean-
too. A 3-on-1 scenario,
I
next to
mean-
impossible to recover, next to impossible
save
to
the
clutch it
gun.
out. Doxer,
Just save the gun, bro.
man
Just
with a
save the
huge
gun.
mission on his back, and a huge burn. And he's dreaming a little bit too high to even try and go for this entire clutch scenario. But if there's some sort of miraculous plays, then this clutch can definitely come true, but it's still at a huge gamble.
And he's not the one to take risks. The only risk that Astarami are now taking is letting
I
Godlike
can't
get to
see
map
the
point.
eco. I mean, we are
They
seeing
will
the
have
eco
to
here.
mount a comeback of
I have
epic
just not been
proportions
able.
if they
I
want
think
to
the
stop
max is
this game from
3,350,
slipping
right?
out their grasp.
I am unable to
Or
brain right now.
Astarami
Bro.
are
I'm on my
probably
third
just already
coffee of the
preparing
day.
for Pearl.
3.5 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
I am unable to brain today.
You might as well, right?
Might as well, yeah. I mean, we've seen epic
But the,
comebacks before, but from 12-4 to 12-all, this was,
70-year-old coffee shop.
yeah,
Let me
this
just tell you
wasn't
how old it
expected.
is. The place I go to.
I mean, we knew that Godlike are really strong on Ascent. But strong enough to win with 12-4? Yeah, that is indeed a surprise. And Godlike must play to their strengths now. Keep in mind, they have to win with massive margins. They can't afford to let Astarami have even a round now. They must finish it off right away. Well, it doesn't happen to be the strong map of either of these teams, so that, I'm assuming, will be quite close. And Godlike need all the buffer that they can get now.
Let's have this match.
It's quite
Yeah, I
interesting.
know.
We thought both these
I
teams are
know.
quite comfortable on this map, but instead, Godlike, they just seem to have an upper edge on this map. I'm pretty sure it's a huge surprise and a shock even for Aster Army.
Yep.
And now they know where exactly they messed up and how to recover in the future lines. But before it's too late, you need to find yourself a recovery right here, right now. As you said, make sure that you're at least stealing
I'm
away a
just
couple of
gonna get
rounds
in
before
bed
you
and
lose
play.
this map.
Pull out
That's
my
the only way
Switch
you're going to keep the cherry on top.
Sleep.
But if Godlike's able to win it right here, right now, they will have another chance
I know.
reignited.
Last minute
Not just the
travel, so
cherry
I
on
don't
top
even
of
have
your-
the
it's your
R&D
spot in
jersey
the
for
playoff.
tomorrow. No.
And Astarami get proactive. Clearing out A main, they can smell this B hit coming in, but there's not enough players over here. The only person who can probably stop this is going to be Goli. And the lockdown will force him out as well. So this side is essentially cleared. Unless he can get a couple of frags with the recon pinging some players, it's impossible. But they try to dive back in with the smokes, and all of Godlike guns are just trained at them. It's a firing squad.
Well,
A death machine as soon as Astarami
well,
even take
map
a
three,
step
let's
out of
go.
that smoke and defend a spawn entrance. They've got this game in the bag. They almost have it.
I just
They
wanna
just
sleep
need to
for a
deliver the
bit.
finishing
I
blow,
really
and
just need
Cannibals
sleep.
capable of doing it. He's diving in the finishing blow. He's putting the final nail in the coffin. The Hunter Scooty comes
Yeah.
through as well as the firing squad. Godlike win map 2.
They go from terror to fear to find that sweet relief, and Godlike, as they win the second map of this series, they're going to push us to the third one, the decider of the Pearl. As you said, we
Third
haven't
map.
seen both these teams
Jesus.
doing that great on the map of Pearl, but still, Godlike, they're on the edge. They're barely on the edge of the cliff, just hanging on still. And they need to make sure that the upcoming map of Pearl, it needs to be complete one-sided one to have even a chance to move on forward inside the playoffs.
This
Too
game
much
just
to
keeps...
dream for.
Yeah, there is plenty of dreams hanging in the balance. It's not just the dreams of these teams, but also the thousands of Godlike fans who are cheering for them right now. Keep in mind that the audience poll goes heavily in the favor of Godlike, so if
Oof,
they lose
I
out
will
this
take
series,
rest,
it
don't
will
worry.
be a massive
Do
heartbreak
not
for a lot
worry,
of
I
people.
will take rest.
Yeah.
Can they bring it together in Pearl? Can they win this?
Like,
Or
legit,
will
do not
Astarami
worry,
steal
I
that
will take
spot
rest.
off the playoffs?
Because I
Find out
need it,
across
bro.
the short break.
And by rest, I mean I'm gonna like pull out my Switch and play. What's that game? What is that game that I like playing, bro? What is that game I like playing? Sorry, I'm just exhausted. My game. Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah, it's a good game. Oh yeah, mute stream. Jeez, I keep forgetting this music, bro. I have to like sit and fix my keyboard, by the way, tomorrow. Like tomorrow's entire thing is fix keyboard day, fix keyboard day, fix keyboard day. Ugh. I do not want to fix my keyboard tomorrow. That's the reason I'm not playing Valo today, no? Same, done. I'm just like trying to figure some stuff out. Because I am trying to book something for tomorrow. Done. Okay, so here's what I've been doing in Tears of the Kingdom. And I don't have my capture card with me, so I can't just play Tears of the Kingdom on stream. Also, bro, why is the AC not working? Gotta turn this into like a streaming setup and just all of that jazz if I'm here longer. Hey. Not that I want to be, but I am sort of stuck in Delhi. Unable to do my usual. And I didn't even bring my laptop. So, like, bruh, I don't even have my laptop. I don't even have my gear. Very angry. Oof. Also, guys, Tears of the Kingdom has been the best thing ever. It's kept me sane, bro. My back is killing me. It's not like I'm there right now. Oh yeah, so I went to drink coffee today at 3 different coffee shops, okay? 3 different coffee shops. So the first one, like the really nice one, the first one is a place that just has a window that gives you coffee in bottles, and the coffee was amazing. The coffee was amazing. Okay, like 100% amazing coffee. Not gonna lie, it was good coffee. The second place I went to, I'm telling you guys about the coffee. The second place I went to was a place that did the second place I went to was a place that did um nitro cold brew, and had the best cookies I've ever eaten in my life. And then after that I went to the like 70-year-old coffee shop, and like all in all I went to 3 different coffee shops, and I'm having a coffee at home. Dear God. फ्रेंड्स, ये मैच थोड़ा जल्दी खत्म कर दो. बाहर से इतना आवाज क्यों आ रहा है? Yeah, I'm gonna like send you a DM. Hi, what's up? I need to fix my keyboard tomorrow. Tomorrow's entire plan is just fix keyboard. Fix keyboard. Fix the keyboard. I may have spilled ramen on my keyboard. Oof. Bro, why do people like send weird DMs? Like, why do people send you DMs going like someone who's never like met you before will just go like, can I spend day with you? Hell no. Ew. Mat karo. Can I spend a day with you? Yeah, you're different, Nick. You're different. But like people that see random people see like random pictures of you or like random shit you post and they're like, oh, I wanna spend the day with you. Can I? No, don't do that. It's so weird. It's very weird, Oy, hell no. But yeah, I don't think my body can handle this, Ray. Like, I am physically very exhausted. Oy, I kind of want soup. Oof. Yeah, my feet are killing me, dude. I don't think I can. Oof, the headache, brother. Also, like, hey Leon, what's up? The the time between maps is taking really long. I think it's Pearl, right? Oh, I walked for all the shopping I did. It's not the same, but it's exhausting when you've had no sleep. What are you doing down there? Responding to messages that I have to respond to. Ooh, I'm hungry. I don't want that pizza though. There's pizza, but I don't want to eat pizza. Like, ugh. I just want to sleep.
Position from the side of Aster Army, sticking to the meta, nothing outside the box. The same thing even from the side of Godlike. Let's see how it pans
No
out.
Astra?
Almost a mirror matchup.
No Astra?
It is pretty much a mirror matchup over here on the
Hello?
on the attacking and the defending side. Really want to see which
No, good
team
night.
starting
No
off on what
Astra.
side.
That's
I
interesting.
Forgot there, but as you said, Godlike on the attacking side, this team's been looking phenomenal. But at the same time, they've played just yesterday against True Rippers, which is pretty much known to Aster Army. That means Aster Army should be prepared more compared to Godlike.
Oh yeah, I mean, Godlike's wounds are still fresh, They just lost Pearl yesterday against True Rippers, and now Aster Army are facing them once again. And Godlike are starting off on their statistically weaker side, the defensive side, so things are already starting to mount up against them. If Aster Army can get things off on the right foot, start it off in a brilliant fashion, I think they will be mostly sorted for the home run.
Blinded.
Aggression from Godlike towards B ramp. I like it already. I love it already, man. We didn't see any of this yesterday. And now it's just so much better. But they leave Art with a rather standoffish crossfire. The turret will make first contact. The Nanas wants to hold them back. And then Astro will peek alongside the contact of the Killjoy. And they both make it work so beautifully.
Yeah.
Enemy remaining.
It's supposed to be Godlike's weaker side, but they seem to be doing their job.
Godlike with stellar defense. Well, you're already feeling the heats. And I love what Astro did in this round. Well orchestrated from Godlike. The
What's the
aggression
first
towards
half?
B lets them
9-3?
know that Astro Army aren't really coming there, even though Rexy placed his smoke over there, the
I would
poison
expect
cloud.
like a,
They
I mean,
didn't
it's a
let him
mirror
retrieve it.
matchup. I
Which means there's
expect
less utility
they...
available for them since the Viper util is already
Since
coming
it's a mirror
towards,
matchup,
B
let's
side.
7-5.
All they really had
I
to do was
actually
just
think it'll be a
barge in
5-7.
from Art and hope that the
I think
superior
it'll be a
numbers would help
5-7. I
them
think
get a man
Astro will take
advantage.
7.
Well, that did not happen. And even the players coming in from A
I think
main
Astro
didn't
will
really have
take
a say in
7
the round
because
the high
Aduka
tide
is
cuts off
the
nobody's action.
better
Yeah.
if Aduka actually
Quite a fiery
entries,
round right off the bat. Like to see that. And once again, Caramel.
Never mind.
Oh, this man with a Marshall is quite deadly, especially on the buy round, in the anti-eco route. You should not give him these type of frags.
Give it
He's
to
just
him.
getting a little closer to
Oh!
the ultimate, but goalie will strike
Someone
him
back
down.
him
Finally
up, bro.
puts a
Someone
full stop
back
to the
him
entire
up,
story,
bro.
the fairy tale that he was able to build up. A good shot from Rexy to close it off.
Back him up,
This
bro.
is just supreme consistency
Ooh.
from Caramel. Every time there's an anti-eco, every time Aster Army show up without armor, and he has a Marshall, he's able to get a quad kill. He did it before in Ascent on the A Heaven area, and now he does it again on B Long. Caramel and Marshall, this is a love story much better than Twilight. Actually, no, Twilight was quite a trash story, so, I mean, put in your favorite romance story over there.
Stop shitting on
It's still better than
Twilight,
that.
Stop shitting on Twilight.
Which one's
Anyway,
yours?
I would rather not say. I'm quite embarrassed by it. Anyway, I'm done with the Hollywood references. Especially when Caramel's hitting shot like that. This is nothing short of an action movie, but Kishi is the villain over here. Decapitates the hero instantly.
And that's a good one. Marzel, even he's been softened up a little bit, but look at Kishi
I miss
just
my
pushing
chair.
up boundaries.
I miss my chair.
That push is not going to stop
miss
Kishi
my
anytime
chair.
soon. Instead, it just pushes up against the enemy limits and strikes him down himself. Kibo, not really a lot of HP left over in this man's
Spike
hands.
down
Zay's going
A.
to seal the deal. Doxer shut down. Aster Army still looking to move up forward, and Rexy connects that crucial shot. Kishi gives away his Vandal, and not a good news indeed for them. Rexy with the Vandal in the hand is looking to deal some damage. Keep this thing in mind. Godlike, they're on a bonus round.
Ignore that whole round win thing. That's a bug. The round is still very much in progress, and Rexy had a chance to win this until Aster Army get it in the bag.
Dude,
I know.
round win?
It happens. It happened like a couple of weeks ago. I thought we got rid of the bugs, but ladies and gentlemen, if a round win thing just randomly pops up in the middle of the round, please just ignore it. We'll sort out the technical glitches.
I was like, wait, there's so much time left, and huh? Suddenly vanished.
I know. It happens. Took me a while to get used to it too. You should have seen me like some 2 weeks ago. I mean, I was still aware about this bug since I've been on the observer side of things as well, but
Blinded.
you should have seen how Fritz reacted to this. It's quite funny to look at it.
Well, now I want to know. But for now, we need to focus on the game here. As Vandals and Phantoms are on the board for both the sides. Doxer just got his hands on the Bulldogs. Rexy as well playing quite safe and sound towards the double doors. A good snake bite right on the mark. With the perfect timing too to stop that entire Trailblazer from making any sort of moves and also grabbing any sort of information. Doxer all by himself towards the B-long area, just grabbing that info, while the rest of his teams is going to start to cook.
But What are they gonna end up cooking? Will it be edible? Yeah, see, it popped up again. Like I said, ignore that. But Aster Army, they are heading directly in via this B link area. The toxin screen kind of gives Godlike a tiny bit of cover, but the trades aren't perfect. And now Rexy's kind of trapped. He's getting pushed from both the directions, so he really needs a lifeline over here. And nobody can bait him out of that position. Nobody can save him. Oh, the flank.
Oh.
Although it's late, Doxer will intercept it. Trades come through, but now all of Godlike players are just so split apart, they don't have any trading potential. People will have to pick 1v1s over here, and he will be offered this 1v1 by Marcel, but Marcel still wins.
What?
He should save.
There's just no way he lost that duel. That's so embarrassing.
He should save.
But you've still got Zay moving up forward. It's a 1-on-3 scenario. Zay, you might as well would just want to go for a save, but Aduka, he's a man who's quite curious. He peeks out, and he will take you down.
Brother, save.
Marcel probably wouldn't have realized that Kibo had already snuck in this deep. Of course, he can hear him, but since his teammate jump spotted somebody out of the B halls, that's when Marcel realized, yeah, he's too close to me. Time to fight.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Indeed, an eco round over here for Godlike now. They've got a Bucky in the hands of Zay, and let's see what he's able to do. 850 credits for that thing. Definitely worth it. Only if you're able to find those close range engagements, then it will be. Aduka, he's also got his hands on the Blade Storm, which he's not going to use just yet. He will only try to pop it if things go south. And Godlike so far, they're just playing for the informational play, just playing for the contact. And as soon as Rexy finds that, he will instantly back off.
Good way to clear out the pillar, but I'm just surprised they're not using any of these cascades. Astro probably didn't invest anything in this one. And even Marzel is saving up all of that. I must say, it is a bit weird to see Marzel play on the harbor, but I'm sure he can do wonders. For now, Aster Army are just really using his gold to get the plant down nicely. But he's playing up close and he can instantly decapitate Caramel. That's the man with the Blade Storm out of the equation, so things get easier.
Ooh.
Oh, but this Viper Pit doesn't really make things
What?
easy at all. He has to dive inside with the shorty to make that Viper Pit go down, and Aduka,
Goddamn.
he's able to bring it back.
This is gonna be a close
chaotic,
game.
dude. So chaotic. It's just all over the place, but hey, at the end of the day, things are working out for Aster Army, right? And finally, we're not seeing Godlike just trailblazing through in the first half. We're finally seeing a little bit of closer affair in the first half on the map of Pearl. Definitely something we wanted to see. But for Godlike, it's a nightmare.
Careful around Jet.
3-2. Godlike needs to win this map completely with a one-sided affair. But if this keeps him going the way it's going so far, as I said, it's a huge nightmare for
250
Godlike.
credits, shorty, maybe?
A Duke is soften up. Armor's taken away. This man doesn't have a lot of HP.
200 credits?
Godlike still
250
just
credits?
playing to their
Something like
comfort
that.
zones. They're playing to their forte. Caramel pushed up way too deep. He's getting so much information. And look at Doxer. The patience might just start paying off, but that shot's missed. It was quite a crucial opportunity, and Caramel whiffs on that.
Hey, but he's still keen on re-peeking that angle. Zay was really good with the crossfires last time over here, but this time they deal with it quite effectively. Aster Army making sure they don't repeat the same mistakes again, but planting with the Reckoning in is going to be difficult. Astro plucks up the Duka from the middle of the air, and even Rexy holds them back with the snake bite. They have no choice. They have to give up on this area and hit somewhere else. But even if they somehow try to make it towards the B side, there is people who can cut it short. Goalie playing dangerous games. This might just be a very bad instance of timing if Rexy looks away. Oh, and he still gets the frag. Rexy was aware, but now there is retaliation from Astro. He's already behind him.
You guys need
flanking the flanker. Both these games just both these teams just running circles around each other.
2-3. He's got a decent amount of harbor util available in his hands, but it's not going to matter. Caramel, the last man up and alive with a lot of hopes and dreams on his back. A huge burden indeed, but he's only got an operator in the hand. Even if he's able to find the first one, If someone is able to overextend from Aster and give away the kill in the hands of Caramel, this can definitely be a date with destiny for him. But that's not going to be the case. The shorty's there for up close and personal combats, but you don't find anyone in those scenarios.
Ooh,
And
nice.
it'll
They
also
took
be
the
Pat
op.
slipping by.
Aster Army with their defaults. And the way they can make
Are they
Godlike
giving
over-rotate,
Aduka
that's
the
so
op?
cool.
Are they giving
And
Aduka the
You can see
op?
the domino effect just come into play as soon as Animal missed his first shot on B. And because he's playing so aggressively, and he initiates the fight even after that first shot is missed, they assume that Aster Army are going to be hitting the A site. Why? Because they have no presence towards B. Caramel just heard them fall back. And Aster Army were about to hit the A site, but they make a last-minute pivot via B link. And because Godlike has already started to rotate in towards the A site via defender spawn, B link is empty, the B side itself is empty, and Aster Army are able to plant that spike without any difficulties.
Oh, the wall. Godlike. I'm not a huge fan of Kibo in this position. It's no 2. Oh, that slap on the face of Kishi. It's going to be a huge single worry for Astromers. They've lost out on the player early off this time. Kibo in the close quarters. The Stinger was trying to stay.
Okay, attack
It's a
up.
little too late.
Attack
Sheriff
up,
in
and
the
it's
close lines,
working.
Reckoning utilized too much to deal with to try and bob and weave, and Caramel will be dealt with.
You
It's
think
a
Aster is
2-on-4
gonna win
scenario.
this?
A huge man advantage in the hands of Astro Army as the first
Yes,
kill's
he's
found
gonna
from
win
Marcel.
this.
One more to go to get this round win.
Did Marcel just get a
Sheesh!
4K?
Marsla back on the op. I mean,
Love it.
it has been a while since I've seen Marcel op. I remember back in the old days, like in 2018, 2019, him, Antidote were some of the best oppers in the country. And now, of course, you've got other names as well. People like Rafuel have really started to step things up, even Aziz for that matter. But yeah, seeing Marcel on Harbor and on the op, it's not something I expected in this game, so he's really out of his comfort zone now. Well, I don't know, maybe he is comfortable in all of this, he just never showed it to us before, so...
It's out of his comfort
Does
zone.
catch us by
Bro,
surprise.
Marcel looks like he's
Catches
actually
Godlike by
ready for
surprise
this.
too, that's the big thing.
He was able to get a 4K. Big knowing.
Watching here.
Caramel holding quite a deep angle. Doxer hopefully does not push up from here. Just post it up right then and there, making sure no one's gonna push up too deep onto B main and get a little bit too much information secured. Look at Astro.
Ooh,
He's gonna get
nice.
greeted with too many players in the front, and both the players taken away from Godlike. Not a huge.
Oh,
fan of the way
okay.
They took that fight, but Zay is able to line both of them up. A good spray to shut them both down.
3v3.
Nails in the coffin, and now Coley approaching
Oh
the
my.
death himself. And Zay is a Grim Reaper. He takes another one down with a 3K.
Ooh.
Caramel, the operator, is able to rotate all the way on the A site, but Doxer is now going to start to make the rotation towards B, but it's not going to matter. He's not got his hands on the spike.
What's the point of all these flanks when you can't even plant that spike? And Rexy's aware about this one. He knows what
Alright,
Wipers
round
think
over.
like. And that's a cool round for Godlike. Good recovery from them. Zay will always have his say. He will always get those multi-kills. He had an abundance of them on Ascent as well, and it's almost like a guarantee that if there's people peeking him with not adequate enough spacing in between them, he will spray them down. The spray transfers on this guy are absolutely nuts.
Turret out.
We saw that in Ascent. We see them once again over here, and it's always impressive to look at. But you know what else could be impressive to look at? The abundance of ultimates that Aster Army have right now. Aduka with a nice jump up. Cleared out Art as well as Halls from that. And like always, Aster Army will start things off towards the B side with the Cascade. They will slowly creep down. But they have a default dish spread out. I mean, up until now, they even had a couple of players A main. They just now start to fall back after the alarm bot is placed over there by Kishi. Positions given away.
Oh my god. That was such a massive jump spot. And look
Wow.
at the sprays. Kibo able to get one, and Zay just able to get two back of that.
Right there.
Kishi and Doxer. These two players, will they get anything in their hands? They have got Astro so far.
Scout destroyed.
A 2-on-4 scenario in which Godlike, they definitely do have a huge man's advantage, but the scoreline's still in the favor of Aster, as they've got 2 rounds lead. This can't
Maybe
be a
that'll
huge
change.
sigh of relief knowing so.
Maybe that will change now. There's not much that Ashrami can do, not with 30 seconds on the clock.
30 seconds
Unless
left.
Kishi can somehow get into a very deep position and create an opening, which I don't think will be possible since Rexy is just always marking this angle. Which is a very good thing about Godlike, you know? Every time they lose a couple of players towards B-Link, or even if any of the Killjoy utility is broken, they start marking water just to make sure that there aren't any backstabs in the way. Oh, Caramel. Not positioned appropriately. He just gets
I need
ping-ponged.
to hear that.
One guy peeks in from main. Kishi follows up with the frag, and now with the lockdown as well as the Viper Spit, Ashrami have a realistic chance of winning this round.
Yeah. Look at the amount of space the lockdown's covering, too. That's just incredible. Godlike being pushed all the way deep in the back. It's a 2-on-3, definitely doable, but unfortunately, Doxer, he's softened up. He needs to play this one quite sneakily, and look at Kibo. The timing might just work against him, and Kibo spotted out the first. Doxer, 12 HP. He will not be able to hand out to any haircuts.
Yo, this is gonna be a close match.
No
Shukla.
haircuts, no molding. Godlike maintained their advantage. It was a 4v2 to begin with, and they only lose one more player in the process.
Aren't going to take one step.
This is on the back of a double investment from Ashrami in terms of ultimates. Those were some massive ultimates, you know. And I really thought that for a second they might be able to convert this round given how much area they covered. But the reverse lockdown coming in from the defender side really just forces the Viper out of her pit and into the open, into the waiting crosshairs of Godlike. Ashrami now. Wait, what's their economy like? I don't think they're struggling too much with their economy, right? They can probably go for some Sheriff buys once more, maybe some Bulldogs in the play. Godlike are the ones who are just climbing their way up. And given the way how both these teams have been exchanging rounds back and forth, I don't think any of them get to snowball their economy. So, economy is still fragile on either side. The 10th round will be the penultimate one. 10th round will determine who wins this entire half, because if there's a team which has an economic meltdown in the 10th round itself, yeah, the last 2 rounds are not going to be smooth for you.
But right now,
That's like one of the worst times to have an event down.
And soon enough, we're going to move on forward in that 10th round, too.
Okay.
Look at Goldie.
I will see you guys
Yep, good
soon. I don't think I'm physically like equipped to do any more. Like I think physically I've reached my limit, and I will see you guys tomorrow.